and been testing quite a few different configurations, a lot of different stuff in the flex spots, and like this list to me feels like the most no nonsense approach. Right, we're not playing any like fancy one-ofs. We've tried Devilish Valet, I've tried Firefist Striker. There's no there's no one of Legion Loyalist. There's no like one of Clarion Spirit. It's just like clean 20 lands. So first of all, I've actually been pretty sold on 20 lands lately, and I think the second Castle Embereth is kind of sketchy because it just the way that I look at it is the second castle makes your opening hands a lot worse. And the most important thing, the thing that I realized that is the most important part about playing this deck is maximizing the amount of keepable hands, right? Because this deck is all about like amassing a certain number of stuff on the battlefield and then utilizing your payoff cards to benefit those. But every mulligan you take means that you have one less, or in some cases multiple less permanents on the battlefield. So just upping the land count and increasing your range of keepable hands in addition to cutting the second castle has been so much more consistent. So I'm a big fan of that. And then as far as like the numbers, again, it's mostly 4-ofs. I've decided to basically the biggest change is cut the fourth Forbidden Friendship to make room for the third Giant Killer. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty like these are the cards that you would expect to see in this deck. Again, this is a point of contention, but I am a big advocate for playing Burning-Tree, specifically because this deck, again, going back to the premise of the deck, it's all about nut draws, right? And I understand that Burning-Tree, there are matchups where, like, you are trying to have a little bit of a higher card quality. But the thing about Burning-Tree is because it facilitates so many of your nut draws, that is what this deck is trying to do. Like, you're not playing this deck because you want to play 4 or 5 or 6 turn games. You're playing this deck because you want to kill your opponent on turn 3 or turn 4 every single game. And that's what Burning-Tree does. It leads to more of those potential turn 3 and turn 4 kills, and that's why I think I like playing it. It does, you have to give up some things, there is some sacrifices along the way. You'll see no Clarion Spirit, no Resolute Reinforcements, but I think at the end of the day, it is worth it because it's just the card that, again, just allows more of those busted draws, and that's all this deck is trying to do, you know? Hot Dog, thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate that. And then moving on to the sideboard, this is where we see some changes here. So I've gone to 3 Forge Devil, which is my card for the Mirror Match and Mono Green. I think that Forge Devil is decent because, while it's not as much of a blowout card as something like End the Festivities, it's a creature that you can find off Knight-Errant. So I do think it is a little bit better in that regard. And it's also a creature that, again, helps you convoke stuff. Like End the Festivities, while, you know, sometimes it, like, if you're on the play and they have, you know, like, they don't turn 2 Loxodon you can end the Festivities, and sometimes that wins the game, but it's also not a creature. So in post-board games, it, again, similar thing, lowers the range of keepable hands because you don't have as many 1-drops to turn on your convoke creatures. So that's kind of the theory behind that. And then this is a really big change that I haven't 100% tested yet, but this is mostly theory, is Imposing Sovereign over Magmatic Chasm for the Mono Green matchup. Now, I think Imposing Sovereign, like, you know, compared to Magmatic Chasm, it is a much worse top deck, right? If your opponent sets up like a Cav and a Troll and you top deck Imposing Sovereign, it's going to be a lot worse in those games. So maybe it's better to play like a split, like 2 Sovereign, 1 Chasm or something, and just still be able to have that out. But the theory behind Sovereign is it's so much better in the mirror because it basically, it's like 2 mana for a 2/1 that time locks your opponent every single turn. Like, when they cast Gleeful Demolition, their stuff comes into play tapped. Not only can they not block that turn, but they also can't convoke that turn. So then the next turn, even if they're convoking, their 4/4 comes into play tapped, so then they can't block the following turn as well. So it seems particularly insane in the mirror match. And I think if you have it on turn 2, it is good enough against green. Like, they play Troll on turn 2, comes into play tapped, you get to freely attack that turn, so on and so forth. And then the other kind of new addition, which I think this card is absolutely insane, is Collective Effort. Against Rakdos, I've talked about this before. It's basically, I was talking to somebody who was also playing this deck at the RC this weekend, and they kind of compared it to something like Invoke Despair against Rakdos, because you kill their Shieldred, blow up their Fable, and put a counter on your team, and it only costs 3 mana. Like, that is just absolutely disgusting. And then also sizing important in like the creature mirrors, like the mirror match in mono white. So just sizing on the battlefield is important. So I think I like almost all these numbers. We'll maybe switch like a couple of things around between leagues today, but big fan of these numbers. Regal Leosaur. Well, I played with Regal Leosaur for about 3 hours yesterday. You know, I think I played 3 leagues on stream, and then I played like 2 or 3 more leagues off stream, just with the Regal Leosaur version that didn't have Burning-Tree Emissary. Again, I think that here's the issue, right? I think Regal Leosaur is a better top deck, right? Like, if you're playing a longer game. Saruso, thank you for the 4 months. I think Regal Leosaur is a better top deck if you're playing a 4 or 5 turn game. But again, we're trying to maximize the deck for playing 3 or 4 turn games. We're not trying to maximize the deck for playing 4 or 5 turn games. And that's why I think that Bushwhacker is a lot better in the nut draws than Leosaur is, because Leosaur is essentially a turn slower. Like, it's a 3 mana play. And Bushwhacker also incentivizing you to play Burning-Tree Emissary. You know, obviously Burning-Tree is great with Bushwhacker, but Burning-Tree is also really good with the Convoke creatures. Like, it's just a Frogmite. And, like, I think that's a lot of people's, they don't want to play Burning-Tree Emissary because it's a low impact piece of cardboard. But the thing that you have to realize is this deck is basically just Affinity. At the end of the day, this is just like old school Affinity back in, 2004, 2005, like back when it was in Standard. And those decks always played Frogmite. And Frogmite is a very unassuming card, but it's facilitating more of your broken draws. And that's exactly what Burning-Tree is doing. So, TLDR, don't cut this card. I would recommend not cutting it. Donkin, thank you for the 8 months, buddy. Appreciate you. Right, like if you're trying to maximize for those 4 or 5 turn games, you're just building your deck. You're just making your deck a worse version of Mono White. The reason that this deck is better than Mono White is because it has that explosiveness that Mono White doesn't have the capability of doing. Right, like Mono White can't close a game out on turn 3. It's just like not physically possible. So when you start building your deck to, what's the best way to describe this? When you build your deck in such a way that you're, like, playing for the, maybe the bottom, 30% of your draws, you're making the top 10% of your draws even worse. And this deck is best when you have the top 10% of your draws. So, if that makes sense. I wasn't a big fan of the non-Burning-Tree version. I don't know, again, this card is just Frogmite. Like, treat this as Affinity. This is, these are your Ravager play would keep this hand every single time. But this hand is, nowhere close to good enough against the other linear decks. So, it's coin flip, do we think our opponent's playing Rakdos? I'm going to keep it. Hope they're playing Rakdos, but... Ooh, good draw. Does the Chainer profile pick help? Maybe, yeah. Is that considered open decklist? Oh yeah, they forgot the scry. Chatting opponent, why didn't you scry? I dub in, thank you for the 2 months, buddy. How much consideration does open decklist have on archetype consideration? So next phase, your capable decision percentage of that knowledge. It definitely impacts your decision. For example, Greasefang. I think Greasefang arguably gets worse in an open decklist tournament because people are more prepared to mulligan to the answer to your Greasefang, if that makes sense. I think this turn I'm gonna go Burning-Tree, Gleeful, so I'll just attack first. Yeah, it's 50-50. Either they're playing Rakdos or they're not. That's how math works. Why opponent no scry on 1? Why game bug? Every time I played a Haunted Ridge on turn 1 and I didn't get to scry 1, I would just file for compensation. Acting through the shapes. Again, saving the Ornithopter for Bushwhacker. Burning-Tree Epicure, Sack Blood. I guess I could have pre-combated the Burning Trees, and then if they didn't use a removal spell on the Thraben Inspector, I was 100% certain they had a removal spell, but I could have just done this pre-combat to see if they did. I'm gonna trade a token for 2 damage? Probably not. There's not really a lot of reason to Epicure first. I am going to main phase Sack Blood, though, because if I find a Convoke creature, I can cast it. I've seen the mono-red Convoke deck that won an RCQ. No, do you have a list? I've not seen that deck. I'm kind of shocked they're trading. I have to play my land first so I can have the Battlefield Forge up. I'm going to discard the Ornithopter. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, if I draw Bushwhacker, I still have 3 mana to go this next turn. Hopefully we can dodge Thoughtseize. Discarded Shieldred Croxus, so they're 100% playing Shieldred this turn. Mono red Convoke, huh? Bushwhacker, Epicure, Ornithopter, Instigator, Emissary. So... Oh, I see. I get the joke now. Why are there no Stoke the Flames? I'm confused. I mean, I understand the joke. I also think I would play more Instigator, more Ornithopter. I mean... Wait, it's triple, right? Jesus Christ, this card deals 12 damage? Stoke the Flames also deals 12? You could probably just one-shot somebody with City on Fire, right? I mean, I'm not, like, opposed to it. Good draw, by the way. I'm not opposed to it. Should we try it out? Should we try it out, chat? I mean... Yeah, load up the beta traders. Get those City on Fires right up. Maybe those cities. When the city is, in fact, on fire. I would love to, Mikey. Thank you for the 7, buddy. I never thought about building mono red with City on Fire. That honestly might not be the worst idea. Okay, they can survive, right? Block, block, block. Or block, block, block. They go to 1. This is kind of sketchy. Simo Mega dead? No, we can't kill them this turn. That kills them if they don't have a removal spell. Do we go for it? We kind of lose our entire board if they don't. Or if they do have a removal spell. I don't know if I have a choice, though. I could hold this to try and draw a removal spell, or I want any other spell to cast, I should say. But yeah, like what's the situation if I wait? If I wait, they go to 7. They copy blood, kill a creature, and go up to 9. And then I'm like still in a spot where they have it's still pretty bad, right? Yeah. I think I just have to go for it. I can't afford to wait. All right, no removal spell, please. All right, what you got for me, Mikey? I am a fan of the Weak Game as Romans. That's not good. That is not good. Yeah, I got it. I put it in the queue. I got you, Mikey. I got you. We can't possibly win now, right? They do have to lose one of their guys. Yeah, I don't know if that matters that much. They go up to 3. To me. Oh. Alright. It's over. Kinda had everything there. Good beats. Not a lot I could do there. I mean, I could have held, but I don't think holding beats copy Bloodscythe Harvester, so I think it was right to go for it. But good matchups, so overall not too worried about it. So initially I was bringing in Invasion against them, but I actually think it's not correct. I think it's just the collective efforts. And I usually trim on a Forbidden Friendship. I think I was shaving an Ornithopter against them. I don't know if that's right, but I feel about these 2 creatures with Pia. Inventor's Apprentice and Magmatic Channeler. Discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library. I guess it's nice that Channeler doesn't die to Bone Crusher Giant. I don't know, that card's... I like that card. I always wanted it to be good, but it just feels kind of mid to me. Every time I cast it, it feels kind of mid. I'm definitely losing a lot more than I was the first week, when basically nobody was prepared for it, or nobody knew how to play around it. Like, I think a lot of my Rakdos opponents week 1 just weren't killing my 1-drop. So now that people, like, realize that you just kill every creature they play on site immediately, and people are more prepared for it in sideboard, I've definitely noticed, I'm not winning as much, but I feel confident enough in this deck to play it, so. And it's also just exactly my style of deck, Like, I love playing these kinds of decks. Channeler might be better than Abbot. I like that Abbot gets the card immediately, so you can go, I guess you can go Channeler on 2, but you can go Abbot on 3, play the land, stuff like that. I am going to take this to Dallas, yeah. Keep. Well, the issue, Donkin, is post-board, like, the stuff that makes 2 tokens is not as good against the sweepers. It's better to play the mountain, not sure. I know, right? Not just banned, we also need to emergency print Fury and Solitude into Pioneer. We need to take extremely drastic measures. Sure, I mean, you're not wrong. I understand what you're saying, Duncan. I'm not, I don't know. I don't want to cut Burning-Tree. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I don't like the second castle. Surely they take this, right? I know, right? Let's do this first. This is bad if I draw 8. I didn't say it, but... Now if they play Fable, I can just blow up Fable and put a counter on my team. Okay. God, I even drew the Bushwhacker too to go max punish. I could save this for Shieldred, but if they Shieldred me, it's not even that bad because I have the Tapper. Go here, here. And do I want to offer the trade for Shaman? Probably. So I'll trade with the red token. I think the trade's fine. Mike, are you going to Dallas, by the way? Do you know that Wage War is going to be there? It's going to be sick. I didn't even know. So I forgot who told me. Somebody told me last week, and I was like, wait, what? I didn't even know you were in chat, Mike. Yeah, Ornithopter. Well, yeah. Ornithopter is by far our best top deck. Oh, it was you, Mikey. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I forget, like, the first time that I went to Dallas, I could go Inspector Bushwhacker. Do I want to save the Bushwhacker for the Demolition turn? Thank you for the advice, Mike. I'll respectfully decline. 6, 8. I think they have a Wrath. Probably a good chance they have a Wrath, right? Save the bush. We'll see what they do here. They have 2 cards in hand. Okay, I might save the bush now. Yeah, I think it's worth saving the bush now. This is their plan? Holy shit. Alright. They have 3 cards in hand and this is what they're doing? I'm confused. They must have like a Fatal Push or something, right? Okay, well, I mean, that's just game, obviously. Alright, game 3. Game 3. See you. Don't forget the adventure token. I have a giant stack I'm going to bring. I have to go through some stuff and figure out what I want to bring to Dallas. What's up, Micah? JK, play what you want. All the decks are shit. All the decks are shit except this one. This hand is awesome. Keep. The cool thing about boarding in collective effort, it feels like... So, the general consensus, the general idea is you don't want to keep a hand without a payoff, and collective effort does feel good enough to be considered a payoff in the post-board games, which is nice. This card has been so insane against Rakdos. It's just the white Invoke Despair. I think they have a Braid. Do we think they have a Braid? What did we side out this game? I didn't change my sideboarding. It's really hard to respect a Braid, because they only play like 1 copy, right? I don't think I'm supposed to respect the Braid. I'm just gonna go to combat first. I'm not. You can't respect the Braid in these spots. I don't think. Oh well, I don't have to respect the Braid now. Do I play Giant Killer? It's nice to have an extra creature in play for next turn if they play Fable, because then I can go effort, tap this, get in 6. Okay. That's something that I can't collective effort. When I sat it last game, I cut 1 Ornithopter and 1 Forbidden Friendship. That's interesting. Could just put a counter on the team. The nice thing about doing that is if they play Shieldred next turn, then I can go counter on team, kill Shieldred, attack for 9. Because these will be 3/3s at that point. I think it's worth it. I'm not going to cast the Ornithopter. Maybe I'm supposed to, actually. Because if I draw Bushwhacker, I have this. I'm probably supposed to cast the Ornithopter there. I was thinking that I wanted to hold it for Bushwhacker, but I have this, so... Oh, we're flipping. I got my swim trunks and my flippy floppies. So they definitely have a Wrath next turn. Burning-Tree on turn 2. Well, I wanted to hold the Burning-Tree for Bushwhacker, but I guess given that I had the Ornithopter, maybe it was fine. I guess I just go... No, I can't really Castle Attack, right? Because if I Castle Attack... Yeah, Castle Attack is bad because they just block the Giant Killer and take 9. I guess we Collective Effort, discard Ornithopter? Well, Embereth doesn't do anything because they have a 4/4. I think I want to go Effort, kill, pump, discard Ornithopter, attack for 9. You don't discard? Why would I not discard? Huh? Why would I not discard? This targets, right? Yeah. I think I'm going to do that. So let's go this, keeping a spell in hand for Bushwhacker. Let's go here. I'm going to tap the Giant Killer, because if they have a removal spell, I'd rather than not kill this. But if they have Extinction Event, they're just going to kill this on tap event even. Emissary? No, I think holding this is better for Bushwhacker purposes. I think they're losing this game if they don't have a Wrath anyways. Yeah, they have a Wrath. Oh, for Escalate. No, for the Trespasser. I could just have Shieldred. Even then I've used 2 Collective Efforts. I don't have a good answer for Shieldred now. Wow. Did not expect that. Maybe they have Fatal Push, and they can block one with Den and then push another one after blocks. I think I'm still not supposed to commit the Emissary. Maybe I am. Because they probably would have cast a Wrath if they had it, right? Maybe I should have committed the Emissary there. I mean, if they don't have push, they're in a bad spot. Alright, go to 2. Twitter message, I'm sure there are better Pile League cards to port over at MTGO. Sweet. That was easy. I told you if they didn't have a sweeper, I was going to win that game. Thopter, Implement, Gleeful, Epicure. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I think I like the 4 Stoke the Flames for, like, you still have 31 creatures. I think that's fine, and your numbers are fine with Knight, even if you're playing Friendship over Instigator. Just the white creature is so important. So this matchup I think is good for you, but it's been a little bit closer over the past couple of days. I think I am going to offer the attack. It's nice to jam the Friendship on 2, because this is like one of your weakest cards against Thalia. What's the next worst matchup? Yeah, definitely Blue-White. I think Blue-White is by far your worst matchup. But I actually beat Blue-White in the challenge, and I beat them in a game where they went turn 3 Lockdown, turn 4 Verdict. I still won that game, so I don't know. Like, your deck can do stuff like that. So here would be 2, 4, 5, plus 6 is 11. They would go to 6. It's probably good enough for me. I could wait at night, but this has got to be good enough, right? I can't pass this up. I'm such a fool. Yeah, locked in on Convoke. What's up, Max? It's going good. It's going okay. So they're at 8. We do have a Tapper, which is nice. Brutal Cathar. So there goes our Tapper. Type exclamation point deck. I don't remember what the list was the last time you saw it, but if you type exclamation point deck, you can get the deck list. Okay, let's go. Let's do landing first so I can Knight for 5. Because I want to be able to hit more Convoke cards. Guess we'll do this. Question is, do I play the Epicure this turn? Could also loot it away and try and find a Bushwhacker. I think there's a chance that I can kill them next turn if I just draw Castle. Like, if I draw Castle or Bushwhacker. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast that. But I mean, they can't really. Never mind. I was gonna say they can't really attack, but never mind. Trying to decide between humans and spirits. Think this matchup will 100% make my decision for the RC. Yeah, I've been pretty happy with this matchup from the Convoke side of things. Like, you just go so much wider than they do. And especially the recent humans list are shaving on Brave, which I think gives you a much bigger edge too. So I could flip landing. I don't think I like flipping landing here. Let's actually do this. Okay, that's a card. So let's go here, I think. And then save the Bushwhacker for next turn. Are they super dead? Probably. Can't kill them this turn, but that end up doing okay with red-green. Yeah, I think we 3-2'd the league. I don't know. That deck felt fine. It was okay. Not the most impressive, but it wasn't that bad. Because sweepers might be switching back to some amount of Brave. Yeah, that's fair. Like, Brave is definitely very, very good against this deck, but it's also awkward in some spots because, like, between Ornithopter and the different colored creatures, it's not always going to win you the game on the spot, so it's a little awkward sometimes, but... Bushwhacker that turn. Oh, to get these to block? Yeah, maybe. That could have been good. I guess, like, in the event where I draw land, waiting is pretty bad. You might be right. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't, like, gamble and hope to draw a spell there. Because they lose the game if they have to block with the Brutal Cathars, right? Yeah. You're probably right. Yep. Loves a good Gamba. I can't get enough of it. Finally got Giganta. Well, yeah, because we added Burning-Tree. I mean, obviously, if you're not playing Burning-Tree, you should be playing Giganta. There's no reason not to, but... House Convoke against Gracefang. That matchup is, like, super coin flippy, super die roll dependent. Okay, so this matchup is weird. I've been cutting Friendship because it's bad against Thalia, and I have also... I think I was cutting Landing for the same reason, and, like, the thing about Landing is you don't usually have a lot of time to flip it, so I don't think I want it. Yeah, the issue with this... I think I have too many cards for this matchup because I have 11 that I, like, potentially want to bring in. So it's, like, kind of weird. I think Volley is probably your best one, and then Forge Devil is your next best one. Maybe Sovereign's just not good on the draw. Yeah, I probably don't even want to consider Sovereign, actually. So it's, like, these 8. But this card's also not that great against Thalia on the draw. Well, the idea behind bringing in Effort is, like, creature sizing kind of matters, because, like, they can Lieutenant to put a counter on other stuff, and you can kind of match their sizing with Collective Effort, but it is really slow against Thalia. So I think maybe I'll just shave a Giant Killer and bring in these 6. Call it a day. Yeah, Sovereign might be good on the play. Boros Control, baby. The death toll grows higher. Seems like not awful if I draw a white source. This is gonna sound weird, but it might be a keep and put back mountain type of situation. It's like the second mountain doesn't even really do much for me with this hand. How much Convoke am I expecting in Dallas? People have asked me this before. My, like, initial guesstimate was somewhere between, like, 7 to 8%, and that's probably too high, though. It's probably closer to 5%. It's Mono Blue Tempo. Well, if you're, like, I guess Mono White Tempo could be considered, like, Mono Blue Spirits, then yeah. Kind of want to start with, like, Blood, or play Mount in Blood, discard Foundry. And then kill this, attack next turn, Thopter, Convoke. I guess maybe we just respect Adeline. Yeah, should we respect Adeline? Probably. Probably fine. Foundry tapped. I want to get this Foundry out of here. I want to just find more stuff to do, you know. And if I find Gleeful Demolition, I have this anyways. Okay. I'm gonna kill this. Alright, take 1. Did have Thalia. Ooh, doggy. That's a good one. That is a good one. Never didn't have it. See ya. They didn't want to play anymore. Where'd they go? What happened? Are you gonna play in the main event or Dallas if it gets to the main event? This isn't no, the main event's Pioneer. I'm gonna run back the same deck. If I qualify, I'm gonna run back the same deck. Yeah, that's the nice thing is if they played Adeline, because Rending Volley can't be countered, I don't have to pay for ward. I don't usually keep a hand in the dark that doesn't have a payoff. Like, again, against Rakdos, you can keep hands that don't have payoffs, but in the dark, well, I guess Giganta is not Rakdos, but you get my point, you know. But this is a payoff. This counts. Why are you being hunted? I don't know. Somebody added you, and I didn't even know you were in the chat. Ooh, Spider-Man meme. Oh, but they have the bad version, so it's okay. We're fine. I think I'm supposed to double 1-drop here. Yeah. Almost everyone I play against Mana Confluence has Giganta. Yeah, no, that's the thing. When I played Giganta, I don't think I picked it up a single time. Like, here's the thing about Giganta in this deck. If you're picking up Giganta, you've already lost the game. Like, the game is over if you're picking up Giganta. This deck cannot win a game with Giganta. I don't think it's, like, literally possible. This is awkward. My Burning-Tree Bushwhacker, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. I'd probably just take 11. I don't have a great follow-up. I think I might just Errant. Okay. Second Bushwhacker is actually not that bad if I can find a land. So I can go Inspector here, and then if I find a land, Burning-Tree double Bushwhacker next turn. You take this long off the playlist. Until we go to Atlanta in December. Pick up Giganta, discard to a blood token. Yeah, but that's just so expensive. Like, I don't know. I've never ever found myself in a situation where Giganta's been relevant at all. And also, this card's cracked. Like, you all know my stance on this card. Thank you, Jarvis. Thank you. Based Jarvis take. Most based Jarvis take. There are people who do not play Burning-Tree in this deck. Which, I don't know. I mean, there are arguments against it, but I just don't buy those arguments. Yes, I agree with that too. But also, it's like, again, we'll go back to this again. I'm convinced that you should play Burning-Tree in this deck. I hate the mirror when you get to spots like this. What did they reveal? They have the cat. So they have a cat in hand that we know about. What if I just did nothing to play these? 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15, 17, 22? They can just, like, chump block here, take 17, and then kill me. I don't really have a good attack. Debating on attacking with this, which is honestly probably fine. I think that's okay. And then just go Epicure pass. Clarion Spirit seems pretty good. Yes, Clarion. This card is good in the mirror. I will agree with that. I do think this is like, you know, again, you can't really play Clarion Spirit in the Burning-Tree versions, but this is like the one reason to not play Burning-Tree is because this card is so good in the mirror. However, this card is atrocious against Rakdos, so I don't know. Not a big fan of it. Yeah, it's gonna look good here when neither of us can kill a creature, but just like, I think this card's horrible against Rakdos. Sure, I guess BT is bad versus Rakdos too, but I don't know. Chose to not block. Cool with that. Can hold up either Killer or Crack Clue. Okay. I mean, I'm not dead, I don't think. Not even close to dead, right? Too small. I don't think I have to chump block that much either. Oh, they're only going to attack with the flyers. 3, 6, 10. They should still be dead to a land. Even with 3 blockers, right? Yeah, they're super dead to a land. Mind Killer's great. I've actually considered playing 4 copies at certain points. Card's so good. 3, 6. This is 10 damage. Well, I can't block. Alright, untap land, please. Jump the 5/5 clue for a land drop. Perhaps. Maybe, yeah. Drew a land anyways, but had it the whole time. Had it the whole time. I'm not sure what you would cut for the 4th Legion, for the 4th Giant Killer. Maybe it would be the 2nd Legion's landing. Yeah, I don't know. Again, we played for like 3 hours straight yesterday with this card, and every time I had it, I hated it. And I always miss Burning-Tree Emissary. Okay, we're gonna try to implement the post-board plan of Imposing Sovereign. No idea if this card's good enough, but I don't know if I should bring in Collective Effort against them and or how many volleys I want. It might not be any volleys, because these cards are definitely good. So, in the mirror... I don't know... I have no idea what's a cut. This is one matchup that I've just cut cards at random before, because I just don't know what's a cut. I think Sodek was the one who found Forge Devil, or at least the first person I saw playing Forge Devil. But somebody might have found it before him, but I don't know. Yeah, I think Friendship is bad. Was it Canister? It might have been Canister. I agree Friendship being bad. I might cut Giant Killers as well. But maybe, maybe I just should I just not bring this in on the draw? Is it too slow? It might be. It's up DT. It's possible this card is just too slow on the draw. Collective seems good. I mean, again, creature sizing is important, but 3 mana cards in the draw are kind of sketchy. Europe results matter to you at all to me? I mean, a little bit, but I was on this deck the entire time. I wasn't getting off of this deck. BT landing killer. I don't think I ever want to cut a BT. I think I'll try that. It's a Bashiok. Suck, Connor been playing that before Sodek. Let's go. It might have been Canister. This hand is cracked. Absolutely cracked. Good God. Just like the last, just the final numbers. A couple things that I'm not sure that I want to play. Like, I want to test out the Imposing Sovereign. That's kind of new tech that I'm not sure if it's good enough, but we'll hopefully see how that plays out. But, I mean, I think the main deck is pretty much set in stone. I don't think I'm changing anything about the main deck. It's like, I feel like that's the perfect 60. With the exception of maybe the 20th land. I've considered trying the one Regal Leosaur as like the 5th Bushwhacker over the 20th land. That could be an option. But yeah, the sideboard is where I'm not sure on. There's like 9 cards I'm sure about in the sideboard, but the other 6 I'm not convinced. Ooh. They swoop in. Big swoops. 2 toughness, by the way. Big swoops. Would I mulligan this hand? No shot you ever mulligan this hand. There's no world where I would mulligan this. Swooped it is. Could play Sovereign, but I'm just going to double Forge Devil. I could single Forge Devil plus Demolition plus Loxodon. Is that better? That's probably better, right? Yeah. That's got to be better. Attack? Nah. Just want to cast Loxodon. Just get this game over with. These are the words that tear you apart. It had no enablers. Well, I understand that, but like double Forge Devil in this matchup is so good. It's like Forge Devil. I don't know. I think there are circumstances where you can, for the most part, I agree with you. You don't really want to keep hands without payoffs, but you have to learn to adapt. You can't just use that as a baseline. Like I will never keep a hand without a payoff because I do that against Racked all the time. Example, this hand. I know my opponent plays a lot of black mid-range decks, and I think this hand is good against black mid-range decks. Yeah, also, you realize you get a draw step every single turn. That's the thing, that's the best part about Magic, is you draw a card every single turn of the game. Waste not, baby. It's just turn 2 Loxodon, let's go. Think they have main deck sweepers? I mean, probably, but... Should ease this pain. Your turn. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering why we're playing Forbidden Friendship over Goblin Instigator, this is the exact reason. It's probably better to keep Gleeful Demolition. That's a better Wrath follow-up. I guess I give them a 2-2 this way, but, like, who cares? I'm just gonna hold the Giant Killer. Pretty sure they have a sweeper in hand, and I don't think they're ever winning this game without a sweeper, so there's just no reason to commit more. Sure. That doesn't even kill the Ornithopters, which is funny. Okay, now I could probably commit the Gleeful Demolition. Take 6, go to 8. I think I'll still hold both Giant Killers. Maybe playing 1 was good. It's possible playing 1 was better. Like the reinforcements. Yeah, I know. Like I don't mind. Like I think reinforcements is a fine card. I just think that the deck building cost of playing it means you have to cut Burning Tree, and I'm just not willing to do that. Bad, not good. Okay. Mm, I think it's worth playing both Giant Killers here so I can hit another Convoke creature. Take Bushwhacker Epicure. Go. I have to have another sweeper. Turn 1 Clue Guy. Turn 2 Burning Tree, 1 Epicure, Gleeful. Convoke Loxodon. Yeah. Bad, not good. Thank you for the 8 months, buddy. Appreciate you. Tree mana. Discard 2 cards. My brother in Christ. My brother in Christ. Alright. I guess we're still playing. Just tap both of these, deal them 7. Go to 4. Mind Rot, baby. You thought... you thought Go Blank was good. Let me tell you about a little card called Inscription of Ruin. It's like Go Blank on steroids. Yeah, Mind Rot's too powerful. I've never ever beaten a single Mind Rot. That should be lethal, right? No, they have Mutavault. So block, chump, eat, go to 2, go to 1. Tap, animate, chump, eat, go to 2. Keep the Epicure in hand. Yeah, that's true. They gain the life off the blocks. Maybe it's better to just, like, play the Epicure, hold up Giant Killer activation, or even just hold up double Giant Killer activation, right? So, like, pass EOT, tap both. Let's do that. I think I like that better. I didn't even see the Drowned Yard Temple. What a Chad. What an absolute Chad. These Waste Not players, man. They'll play anything. They will legitimately play anything. Why not cast Epic here? Because I want to hold up double activation of Giant Killer. I think this is better to deal than 1 damage. I also would rather let them draw a card than give them a 2-2, I think. It's close, but... Liliana of the Veil. Okay. So they Edict get a 2-2? Or plus get a 2-2, I should say. They can Edict and gain a life. Okay. So this puts them to 5. And they are Hellbent. So I think this is lethal? May or may not be. Oh, I guess not, right? Because they can chump block the Knight-Errant with Mutavault and go to 1. Because I go tap, main phase. They chump block Knight, go to 1. It's probably still the best line I have. Putting them to 1. Let's do it. Because I can't really afford to, like, attack with the Giant Killers, because I need to keep them in play. They draw another hook, I'm still dead? Sure, but, like, I'm never beating a second meat hook anyways. Right. Question is, do I keep the Foundry in hand? I think I don't. Yeah, I think I don't. Although I guess keeping the Foundry in hand is better for Waste Not, because I'd much rather discard a land than anything else to the Gaia Reach. Yeah, I don't really need my 5th land for Liliana anyways. Okay, it was kind of a wash, but... Liliana will +1? No, if they brick, they have to Edict this turn. Lily first. Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's bad. It's not a great spot. Attacking seems kind of pointless. I have, yeah. I've listened to a lot of the songs off the Sleep Token album. It's a really good album. I think we have to ship. Even attacking is bad because they just double block. We get a 2-2. This game might just be Jover? I don't know. Might be Jover. Although now without the Liliana, I can hold the card in hand for a potential Bushwhacker turn. That card. We have Companion. No, we don't have Companion. If you, whenever you see Burning-Tree Emissary in play, you can root out. The idea of a Companion is just not there anymore. So I'm playing LCQ's Blue Spark. It's been a really good game, but I think we have lost. Trading the Knight might be worth it. I'm going to 6. How is that worth it? Like, they just have infinite blockers anyways. Yeah, I guess we're just passing. Yeah, they gain so much life from the Meat Hook. I don't know what this card does. Okay. Interesting. Again, these Waste Not players will play anything. They will legitimately play anything. Well, it doesn't work with tokens, right? Like, they don't get the tokens back. One, two, three, four, 6 attackers, 5 blockers. Not quite. I think we play 1 friendship and hold up Giant-Killer. Seems to make sense to me. Yeah, chill. One of those texts for you convince your opponent. Yeah, I know, right? They just went into the binder, you know? They went into the binder. Main deck go blank. Somehow I'm not surprised. Alright, I'm just gonna scoop. We can't win. Alright, mono black waste not, I guess. Didn't think we'd be in this position, but I think I'm gonna bring in the invasions. Legion's Landing seems good. I mean, I have considered cutting Burning Trees in this type of matchup, but the only issue with cutting Burning Tree is your creature count goes down so much. You know, that's the issue. Well, Giant-Killer is nice because they have Shieldred. Like, their deck can... There's no possible way their deck does not contain Shieldred. You know what I mean? I know we didn't see it, but it's just not possible. So I think I'm going to cut all the friendship just for Knight-Errant purposes. And maybe we can... Maybe the Wear-Tear is just over sideboarding. I think they own a Shieldred. I mean... Maybe not. Could do, like, this, I guess? I know it just looks random, but... I could actually shave a Loxodon, maybe? Let's try this. I don't know. This is just random sideboarding. Sorry, I don't have a sideboard guide for the mono black waste not deck. I haven't considered that on my radar. The good news is, even if this is a bad matchup, nobody's going to play it in Dallas. So, got that going for us. Much donation for you to get me to play Waste Not at Dallas. More money than you're willing to donate. Let me just say that. I like winning, you know? This is the hand they kept? I have no words. I have no words, chat. You know for a fact they're just going to draw... Yep. I was going to say, you know for a fact they're drawing back-to-back lands. Yeah, it's like worst possible, too. And land. Alright, not a land. Somehow, not a land. Actually shocked they did not draw a land there. This is going to sound weird, but I think it's just better to do it this way. I think this is good. Get these to 3s. 2 mana. Okay. They want to go to game 3, apparently. Bushwhacker? I mean, we know they have Go Blank, so I kind of have to just play out my hand. Right. I think playing out my hand is good, especially with the Light Shield Array. Is it the same as the donor deck cost? Kind of. So we'll sack this. They're at 12. There's no point in attacking Liliana because they have a second one anyways. So just put them to 6. Play this tapped. Counter here. They play second Lily, I sack this, they go to 1. Okay. So sack this, they go to 1, they're dead to Epicure. Not Epicure. I do want to put them to 1, obviously. The 6/5 Bushwhacker, by the way. Would I plan for 6k? Possibly. Going out on their own terms. Love to see it. All right, game 3. That was definitely one of the games. That was certainly one of the games of all time. Interesting keep. 6/5 Bushwhacker, by the way. That Bushwhacker has seen some shit. Do we want to add either any of these on the draw? I think cutting this makes sense. No, I think Gobakhan's really good against them. They just have so many sweepers, you know? I think this is good. I mean, I'm a little bit low on Knight-Errant, but that's my only issue. I wonder if in these games where I'm cutting like 3 creatures, maybe I should be shaving a Knight-Errant instead. Definitely keeping this one. Waste not. Cannot quite cast the Loxodon. I could Thopter Bushwhacker. It's a little bit sketchy if they have Path of Peril. It's only 4 damage, too. I don't know, I think that's bad. Because then if they Path me, I have no chance of casting any of my Convoke creatures. What is that land? It's Crawling Barrens. It's the Walmart Univault. I guess I'm just playing Inspector this turn. This feels kind of bad, though. Thopter Bushwhacker is decent if they have Massacre, because they can't Massacre the Ornithopters. I think I'm going to play it slow. Not sure if I should, but I think I'm going to play it slow. What's up, DBZ? So they're getting 2/2/2s regardless. 3. This is bad. This is bad. I think I discard Bushwhacker Knight-Errant? I don't even know. Keep the Thopters. Maybe I should keep the Knight-Errant instead of the Loxodon. But it's nice to get these to 1/3s. Nice-ish. No, I think I just need more cards. I think I need more cards. Thopter Loxodon, but then if I don't draw a land, I can't cast the Knight-Errant, right? Okay, I guess a little punished. Okay, those are good hits. I might actually hold the land. No, that's dumb. I guess I was gonna say holding the land in case they have a second Mind Rot could be good, because then I could discard the land instead of both creatures to the Mind Rot. If they're just passing, I like this. I don't mind this if they're just passing. I will happily do this. Alright. Probably gonna kill Knight. Play for second Mind Rot. Yeah, good chance they have Path, but the Path doesn't kill the Knight or the Bushwhacker. I guess they can go removal spell on Knight, untap Path. Arch of Wretched Sorrow. Okay. This is when they play Shieldred. Alright, Giant Killer up the top. Giant Killer or Collective Effort. That's pretty fucking good, too. That might be the next best thing. God damn, that's a good draw. Whew. That is a good draw step. They go to 4 here. They probably would have cast a sweeper last turn if they had it, right? Are you not going to trade? They kind of have to, right? 11. They could go to 1, I guess. Like, in theory, they could block a 2 and go to 1. Maybe if they have a sweeper, that's better, but... Yeah, I think they just have to take the trade. I feel like if they had a sweeper, they might have cast it last turn, but it looks like maybe they had it the whole time. Okay. So now block here, go to 1. A lot of things that kill them. That is not a thing that kills them. So is there any reason to put them to 1 here? Attack with these, they block here, go to 1, then go back up to 3. The issue is they have 2 blockers next turn. I'm going to draw a card first. So now Epicure doesn't kill them. Path of Peril, they got Gobakhan. No, that was last game. What if I just pass? I have 5 cards that kill Shieldred in my deck. I think I'm just going to pass here. I think I have like 1 more turn. Pass and just EOT Clue. Yeah. but to 1 seems okay. Well, the issue is they just go back up to 3, and then I have 3 creatures versus 2 blockers. It's just, like, it's, you know what I mean? It doesn't really deal them that much damage because they have the, the Shieldred in play. Like, it just doesn't deal them that much. We're firing up Hive. Interesting. Okay. I guess even if I draw a removal spell for Shieldred, it's not lethal. Yeah, I'm 100% going to play this Convoke deck. I'm going to crack the clue before damage to get more information. Does that make me want to block? I don't think so. Just upkeep, cast the Giant Killer. Go here. 'Twas a good draw step. I don't think we need to cast that. I think we just send everything at them and then cast Giant Killer, right? Save the Gleeful. Is casting Giant Killer better? I think so. Not sure. That's kind of close. I guess maybe casting this is better because, like, they have the Liliana anyways. Oh, that would have gotten a card out of there. Yeah. It wouldn't have given them an extra card off Waste Not. So I guess playing this was better because it gives them 1 less card. All right, looks like we got there. Crazy match, dude. Woo, boy. All right, league number 1. We're already 4-0. Already 4-0. That was a sick match, by the way. Good God. All right, prediction. Prediction. Yeah, no, those are some sick games you get, you Egg Joes. I'm on 6 on the draw. Don't love this hand, but we can draw payoff. I would rather keep a hand on 6 without a payoff than go to 5. I don't know if that's right, but that's my general philosophy. Yeah, I guess Legion kind of matters in the mirror, too. Yeah, Legion does matter in the mirror, so. Can this list be played without Mana Confluence? I mean, you could play additional Needleverge pathways. You are going to notice... Like, I think there is somewhat of a noticeable difference between those two, because... especially when you're playing Burning-Tree Emissary, the Mana Confluences really matter, so... Okay, I don't know what's going on over there, but... I guess this is like blue-white control with off-color triomes for binding, maybe? It's gotta be, right? Niv would never play Glacial Niv would never play Glacial Fortress or Dovin's Veto. There's no way it's Niv. Yeah, I think it's just blue-white control with binding. Just gonna play the Inspector. Like, we have something post-Wrath, and this at least leaves behind a clue, so even if they verdict me, I still have some stuff left over. I'm leaving for Dallas on Thursday. Okay. Good Wrath follow-up. I'm gonna hold the land, I think. Surely they don't have a second Wrath. Airplane stream? Nah. No airplane stream. Tough to beat double verdict. Tough to beat double verdict. Good beats. Yeah, I mean, you know, this matchup is bad when they draw 2 verdicts, but not much I can do about that. So, good beats. Skill issue, to be honest. Okay, let's bring in some invasions. I don't know how many disenchants I want for... Specifically, this one is good because it's instant speed, but I actually don't think effort is that good against lockdown. It's, like, not bad, but... something like that. Corey, thank you for the 16 months, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, classic skill issue. Just draw 2 verdicts, forehead. Leanne? In fairness, this is your worst matchup, so... I don't want to play this hand. I think I'm supposed to put back the 3rd land. So let's go put back land. Go Sacred Foundry on 1 Epicure. I could go Ornithopter Demolition, hope to draw another Ornithopter or Burning-Tree. That, like, they probably can't beat that draw, but it's a little greedy if I don't draw the... So we'll just go here. And then next turn I can go Ornithopter, Bushwhacker, and pay for Censor. Bought back into Pioneer with Rectosec. Nice, nice. Rectosec is like... I don't know. That deck is super good as long as you can dodge mono green. But I've never been able to beat mono green with that deck. Deck, you better have the lockdown. Show me the lockdown. Alright. Chat, Prage, no lockdown. Prage, no lockdown. They're definitely dead if they don't have it. See ya! Game 3. Boros Convoke's mono green matchup. I think it's like that probably is maybe the mirror is more coin flippy, but I think that matchup is just like basically all about the die roll. I know people don't like hearing that, but that's just the nature of the matchup. I would say like the thing about that matchup is I think Green's mediocre draws beat Boros's mediocre draws, but Boros's nut draws beat Green's nut draws. That's the way that I look at it. I don't think I can keep this. Considering keeping this. Probably shouldn't, but it's like, do I want to go to 5? If this hand draws a 1-drop, it's not that bad. I think I'm going to keep this. I know it looks weird, but... The thing is, like, you're just never, like... Yeah, I don't think you're ever beating them on 5. Should you go to Motionless and Knock Loose? Absolutely. I'm thinking about going to... They're coming to Boston. I forgot exactly when, but I think they're coming to Boston, and I might go to that show. Little Spirit Box? I'm in. Yeah, they're coming to Fenway Park. I think I'm going to go to that show. Displayer on sensor. Are we countering Ornithopter? There's no way, right? My brother in Christ, are we countering Ornithopter? They're just going to kill a token in response. Alright. So in that case, I will play Loxodon this turn. Because I would much rather wait until I can Ranger for 2. Or excuse me, Knight-Errant for 3, I should say. Because 3 finds Bushwhacker. So I'd much rather play the Loxodon on this board. That is an exceptional draw step. That is certainly one of the draws. It might be the best draw in my deck. Especially because they can't play a 4-drop here. They probably have to counter this. No, not countering it. What you got? Interesting. So they can Shark Typhoon to make a blocker. What if I just took Shark Typhoon and flipped the invasion? Just don't attack. Take Shark Typhoon, attack 3 at the invasion, 4 at them. Because I think the other thing that I could do... The other way I could play this is take one of these two and just send everything at the invasion. But then I'm giving up 4 damage at that point, right? I feel like it's better to just take the Shark. Yeah, I just don't play a spell this turn into the Make Disappear. So we go Invasion, you. Honestly, if they cast a Fairy, it's not even that bad, because I just have a 5/5 to attack it, right? Shark makes the draw spell worse. Yeah, that's true too. That's a good point. I can pay for Make Disappear on this. Good setup, I think. Yeah, taking the Shark Typhoon effectively thought seizes it, because they can't cycle it, and they're never going to cast it for 8 mana, so it's basically just trading 1 for 1 with the Shark. Could have countered the invasion flipped? No. Well, I mean, they could have Make Disappeared it, but I had 2 mana up. That's why I didn't care about the Make Disappear, right? I just paid 2. Yeah, Shark is probably like one of the best invasion targets, because they can't ever cast it, and they can't cycle it, so... I wonder if they were actually supposed to cycle the Shark in response there. We discarded Thirst and Make Disappear, so we know about Big Tef. But we just have a 2-turn clock, and we have Wrath Protection, so... Okay, we don't have Lockdown Protection. That is unfortunate. Wish I had a Wear Tear. God, if I had Wear Tear, it would have been a fucking blowout. So I can Knight-Errant for 1? Right, we can go Burning-Tree, Knight-Errant for 1, attack for 5. I like that because that puts them at a 2-turn clock still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then any 1-drop we can maybe hit, can play. Just a Thraben Inspector, which I probably should save for Bushwhacker. I think I'm supposed to save this for Bushwhacker. I might even save the land, too. Alright, let's hope they didn't draw Verdict. This hand was a bad keep. You realize I was already on 6, right? Like, yes, it was a bad 7-card hand, but I'm already on 6 cards. Like, You have to really... The thing about mulliganing that people have to understand is you have to widen your range when you've already mulliganed. Yeah, it was a 6-card hand. Obviously, I would never keep that on 7, but it was a 6. So they have Emperor? I mean, I'm never playing around Settle, right? I guess I can Inspector first and try to see what I can find. Let's draw a card. Yeah, let's see what we can find. Maybe I find Invasion. My grip, what you starting to slip. Yeah, I can't really play around Settle, can I? Because if I play around Settle, I just get bodied by Emperor. Okay. We still know they have Teferi. They're just gonna go to 2? You can go. So wrong. I would love to draw Wear Tear. And chat didn't want me to keep that hand, huh? And chat didn't want me to keep that hand. It is simply too free, you know? It is simply too free. You wanted me to make the right play? Sure, yeah. No, I think the keep was fine. Like, I was already on 6. I think I stand by that keep. You know, I'm not trying to sound biased because we won the game, but I stand by that keep. I think it was a good keep on 6. Let's pay out the Believers. Love the Believers getting paid. What were the matchups? So, Rakdos. I forget what this person was playing.